Does the Donald Trump for whom you voted have the courage to say to Netanyahu, go take a hike? We're agreeing to 3.2 enrichment. They have the right to use nuclear power to heat their homes and to run these sophisticated equipment in hospitals that everybody uses today.
The answer to that one is, I think, no. Now, President Trump was taken aback somewhat when he discovered that the Russians are negotiating for a contract that would result in the building of several nuclear power stations on the ground in Iran. And the Russians have been very upfront about that. I think that was actually mentioned by President Putin to President Trump. So then the question is, if that's true, and I think it is, and you are Netanyahu, you are approaching the 11th hour. Either you strike or you'll end up in a position where you can't possibly have an impact anymore. The question for President Trump is, can he stay out of it? And I don't think he can. It's interesting when I talk to people about Iran, one of the things that I hear when I talk to people on the Hill or others who call themselves analysts in the field, it's as though nothing has changed in 46 years since the Iranian Revolution. Well, Judge, you and I know that's not true. Iran is a very different country today from what it was 46 years ago.
Right.
And it is not what it is depicted as being, as this dangerous revolutionary force. I remember people comparing the regime in Iran at the time of the revolution to the Bolsheviks in Moscow. And the Bolsheviks, of course, immediately struck out to enlarge their control of everything they could. They marched into Poland. Their goal was to march to Germany. They had to reconquer vast areas in Central Asia. And so people said, look, they're going to be like the Bolsheviks. We have to stop them dead in their tracks. Well, that was not true. Eventually, Saddam Hussein started a war with them. We subsidized him. We supported him. That war went very, very badly. And Iran emerged from it stronger, I would argue, than it was when it went in. And Iran today is not a nation of religious fanatics, and nobody over there is anxious to kill Jews, contrary to what everybody in Israel thinks. And in fact, on the contrary, I would say that if anything, the Iranians are singularly disinterested in this ongoing spat between Israel and its neighbors. But it's unavoidably dragged in when its co-religionists, such as the Shiites in southern Lebanon, become targets. So the bottom line is, no, I think I'm quite certain that President Trump doesn't want it. The question is, can he really prevent it? How much does he control? How many people on the Hill can he count on? In other words, it's back to the question of sit down with me, JD, and let's go through the roster of senators. How many senators do I control? How many senators does Bibi Netanyahu control?
سرچ مدیا